All right, so today we're reviewing the Hot Wheels Super Ultimate Garage. We got this for our 2-year-old. Yes, we know on the box that it says like 3 plus or 5 plus, but he's fine. He doesn't chew on toys or anything else like that. So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. First off, this right here. So this goes up. You do hear quite a bit of noise coming from that, and that goes on for the entire time. You do typically have this gorilla that goes on the side here. We took it off because frankly the thing's a little obnoxious, because once it comes down and it hits this pad, it's just loud and it's unnecessary. And then this kind of goes up here and is part of that as well. It prevents it from going back up. So for purposes of this video, we'll put it back on. So it's pretty quick and easy to take this thing apart and get rid of it if you don't want it. We absolutely hate it, and therefore we get rid of it. So we're just gonna watch this thing come up real quick, and you'll see what I mean as far as this thing coming down. Give it a sec. And so that just goes on and on and on forever. So what you have to be careful with is which Hot Wheels you actually allow to put in here. So what we found is vehicles like this do not work. They get bound up and it creates a loud noise. It's, you know, the gears are, you can't use, let's say, an Aston Martin Vulcan because this is the Vulcan, right? Yeah. The Vulcan, because of the spoiler in the wing in the back, gets bound up, and the front end of this car is so pointy that it gets stuck behind here like that and is obnoxious. Another useless thing about this is the plane. Reason being is when it's in place and let's say it comes off, it just sticks there. So there's no, it should be a little bit easier to put these in. So you shove it up there and it goes down and around, and there we go. The next useless is it gets stuck. So sort of like a car wash thing, but it gets stuck all the time. Moving on to our next part. So, I don't have the Porsche 935 right now, but let's use the Jaguar. Let's see if this will do it. So this one actually passes through pretty well. We need one that's just a little bit wider, and I really wish I had it to show you. But right here, a lot of the Hot Wheels will actually come through and get stuck. This does work pretty well, having that. But you'll have a lot of the Hot Wheels come through, and they do that. They're coming down. Chances are they're not going to hit this spot. Chances are they're going to end up not just getting kicked off. That's normal. That's what's supposed to function normally. But when it comes through, and let's say it does go a little bit faster, that happens constantly. So if your kid has to sit there, or you have to sit there and just watch every single Hot Wheel that comes down. And so if this thing's entirely loaded up and this is out of the way and you're finally able to start getting some Hot Wheels to come down every so often, it just becomes a big mess. And then obviously this will be turned on, but this thing is only going so fast, and so only so many of these are going to be going up so quickly. So one thing they did do a good job is having all of the floors being able to easily change over. So that's appreciated. Let's see if we can have this thing on, and maybe it'll bind up for us like it usually does. We'll see. This is another car that you might not want to put in here because of how pointy the front end is. So you got to really be selective of which ones you allow in. because you're going to be sitting there going through and trying to fix it every 30 seconds. Now that we're filming the video, chances are it's not going to bind up, and then that'll just be, oh, almost. Oh, nope, already one's done it. So that right there, that is a Ford GT, and so that one is already stuck there. And you gotta be careful because it's gonna, that one got knocked out, that one got stuck in there. And so this is just kind of a, now this is stuck down there, now that's upside down and backwards. That one got tossed out. And there we go. And that's just the normal operation of this. It's a pain in the butt. So let's move on to, so that's the first top floor. You know, this is kind of nice that you can kind of race them down, or the children can run race them down as they wish. And then this will click back and forth as each one goes through. No problems there. So easy enough. Just get rid of the plane. Don't need it. Second thing, this, we really don't need it. Thing you don't need next is this. So this, I have this tiny, tiny little Honda. It can't even fit in this little space. So the only thing you can kind of fit there is maybe a motorcycle. So, and there you go. That's all you can kind of fit there. Here, you're kind of limited a little bit in as far as spacing is concerned. So let's say this Honda, you know, you're gonna have to really shove it in there to really get that Honda back there. So realistically, all of these kind of useless. They're a waste of plastic. No reason to have them. It cleans up everything, makes this whole thing easier to use. You know, you can go through the car wash or the whatever it is this is called and bring them out. And once again, send them down and you're good to go. So, anything else useless about this? Well, the connections. So let's say you go to connect. So you're gonna have to maybe not place this on carpet or something. This, oh wow, that one actually connects well. This is usually not the case. Maybe it's the blue one. Yeah, so this doesn't connect well. The blue ones don't. Maybe the dark blue one does, but let's check this one right here. Oh, okay, so maybe it was, so that one connects well. So maybe it's just this piece that doesn't connect well, but this does. This is kind of useless because, I mean, you really can't do anything here. So you're gonna do that? I mean, there's no car that's gonna be coming out of this. I'm not sure the design reasoning behind this at all. It just doesn't make sense. When you, let's see if we can get rid of that car. Turn this back on. Open up maybe some of these. And then these start coming out. Oh, now it bound up this one. The Dodge Viper. And I guess that's a whole nother thing. So when you go to grab a Hot Wheel out, you have to kind of pull this back a little bit. And then sometimes these other Hot Wheels are going to sit there, see, and other ones are just going to get stuck in there. So you pull one out because it's stuck, and then you got three stuck. So I do like the fact that you can kind of take these pieces out and connect this out to something different. The elevator works out well enough. You know, it's not anything special. The road doesn't necessarily make sense. You know, your Hot Wheel is this wide, so it's taking up, you know, a section and a half. So maybe this is more like a Micro Machines type of setup. I don't know. So, you know, at $250 odd or whatever this thing cost at retail, no. We bought this at Buy Buy Baby as they were closing down for like 80 or 90% off. Makes it a well worth it buy. Is it worth $250? No, not at all. Not in the slightest. This is definitely, there's too many flaws with this and too many issues that just either don't make sense, proportionally doesn't work, or whatever the case may be. It's just not not worth $250. You know, you could probably buy a lot more tracks, and you could buy, I don't know, let's see, you know, a few of these and a few of these, and build your own tracks, and create something different, new, and unique, to keep on challenging maybe some imagination, or looking at, you know, building something with a little bit more gravity and letting them play a little bit more to really challenge the child, or letting the adult build some of the tracks and play with their kids and interact with the kids a bit more versus just having this. I mean, yes, my 2-year-old loves this, plays with it daily, probably gets a good hour out of usage every single day, more like 2 to 3 hours a day when we first got it. But now I have to sit there and I have to make sure that every single car that we play with is not going to get stuck in there. So half the cars in here I've got to get rid of. So obviously the G-Wagon or the Land Rovers don't work. Range Rover in the back doesn't work. I don't even think that El Camino works. The Lolux definitely doesn't work. Most of the fantasy cars and whatnot don't work. None of the wagons work. The old Ford back there doesn't work. I mean, there's you really, really have to be selective and take away, you know, sometimes a lot of their favorite toys, just to make sure that this thing isn't binding up every 30 seconds and you're just, you know, having to watch it all. So if you guys have any similar issues, or any simple fixes for this, you know, let me know. But other than that, like I said, at a 80% off, this was a great purchase. $250? No, never.